RB Battle Season 3, one of the only Roblox events to actually be an event, is over. After numerous actions causing struggle and pain, we all have finally done it. Which is why I decided to talk about my whole experience with this. Everything I encountered along the way and how I felt about it. I'll try to make this video as short as possible by only mentioning what matters, but I can't be too sure about that cause a lot mattered to me. Anyways, here we go. The RB concert. When I first heard about the concert happening, I was delighted. Not because of the concert itself, but because RB Battle Season 3 is finally happening. And I'm serious when I'm saying this. I needed this. I mentally needed this. Minutes before the concert was starting, I collected a bell beam and waited near the stage. When the concert started, I was enjoying myself with the music. That is until the so-called new lobby got invaded by Robux and the one I thought we were gonna find in the finale, the beat. I had a feeling something like this was gonna happen, so I was not surprised. But I still enjoyed myself as we retreated into the fantastically modeled RB ship, with the entire lobby completely being engulfed by its core, or whatever the heck was happening. Either way, that was a goodbye to the lobby, and hello to the ship. The RB ship. Time to play the waiting game, by doing tasks and grinding coins. This is obviously boring, but I made sure I'd have fun time by exploring the ship. There clearly wasn't much to this. Also, is anyone feeling Among Us? The new lobby. Do I really need to explain just how amazing the new lobby is? No? Good. Just like the ship, I explored the new lobby while vibing with the music and had much more fun than before. There were various places that I literally predicted were going to be used later on. The badges. Here is a quick tier list of the badges that I had fun obtaining. Best to worst. Piggy. I just like the game itself, the cutscenes are brilliant. Funky Friday. An average obby and a fun rhythm game. Supersonic Simulator. The way the map is played out reminds me of Speedrun 4. That's all I have to say. Mount Everest climbing roleplay. I agree that it's time consuming, but going up a mountain naturally feels good. Arsenal. An average gameplay of shooting practice. Awesome. Shopping Wars. Shopping in space. It was actually kinda fun. Wacky Wizards. Simple obby. Pretty decent. Tower of Heck. Extreme obby, still decent. Jailbreak, the obby was just fine. Super Golf, the goal was alright. Build a boat for treasure. It was pretty much the same thing from season 2, but with more firepower. Adopt Me, I don't have to say it. After I did all that, I entered the badge room. Seeing all the badges pop in place and the Winner's Wings 2.0 wearing onto my avatar like that was all I needed to feel accomplished. The bits. A problem that I and possibly many others have with the bits was that they could be found at any moment, and everyone was thirsty to get the golden accessories. Sure, I was too, but I didn't stay up all night for them, I just had the perfect time zone. Apart from those few issues, obtaining the bits was fun and challenging. Once again, here's another tier list. The green bits. Man, I can still feel the pain of those who realized the secret badges from Piggy and Arsenal are needed to get this bit. Anyways, the step-by-step puzzles are just perfecto. It was a slow process, which is what makes it good. Not only that, we also get to have a boss fight against the Monitor, or whatever it's officially called. Dodging its attacks and obstacles while listening to its boss theme is enough for a nostalgic feeling. If you played season 2, that is. I also love how expressive it is. Still makes the same mistake at the end though. Just move the button some way other than near the player. Is it really that hard? The blue bits. The process was simple. You just golf your way to the next step with the clues and hints you've obtained along the way. You are literally golfing over it until you reach the bit. The purple bits. Time to get a little controversial. It was quite fine in a VIP server, but on a public server it was nothing but a nightmare. I never experienced it, but seeing how enraged the community was says enough about it. The steps to get the bit would have been fine if you didn't have to restart the whole thing if you died or messed up. That was the main issue on a public server. You'd have to wait for the whole round to finish to do it all over again. The developers of this game should have made VIP servers free for this moment. Then they wouldn't have received so much hate. The boss fight was pretty much the only good thing about getting this bit. Once all that was done, I went into Mr. Boring's lab as I figured out the code, skipped the entire lobby as it was only there to mess with us, got the free tools upon returning the bits, was about to beat the living heck out of this old dude until he said I needed to activate them. So I grabbed a baseball bat. The subway. Activating the tools was quite a lazy process for me, but I eventually got them all done and collected the secret power pack. I can now open the subway door. I realized I also needed to put in the subway code to open it, but then I realized I already did that weeks ago. Upon entering the subway, it is exactly what a subway would look like, just more beautiful. Sabrina and DJ were waiting in the subway train as they'll be with us for the finale. Russo is missing. I completely skipped that part because it is only for theorists. I sort of am one if you saw that video. Anyways, only one more step was needed to be done so that I can enter the finale. Fix the charging station and activate it. Or so I thought. The countdown has begun. The moment it hits 0, Duncan, the little repair bot, will have the charging station fixed. Once I charge the secret power pack and then use it to activate the subway train, the final battle will truly begin. I was nervous, excited, and ready. The final battle. As the train moved, I took my time to think about how hellish this finale would be. They said this was going to be much harder than the Season 2 finale, and if you were there during Season 2, you should know how painful it was. I knew before all this that they are gonna add checkpoints thanks to a Twitter vote, and for once, Twitter made the right call. The first steps for the finale are simple. Look around for a code, open the control wagon using the keycard that's at the back wagon, save the train from an unusual explosion, then the train stopped. I thought I was supposed to be here until I got gunned down by a big robot. I started feeling immense pain after this. And no, not because I died and had to start over, but because my PC couldn't handle any of that and overheated. I didn't expect this, and it took me half an hour to get it back up. I wouldn't be entirely mad if I didn't get the Golden Crown of Courage. But if I didn't get it because of this specific reason, I have every right to do so. I turned my outer fan on and lowered the Roblox graphics in hopes this wouldn't happen again, which it didn't. I took the passenger's detour route out of the train as that's where I was supposed to go and proceeded on with the next step. Robot resonation. Boom. Screw you box. Quick parkour. Took me a while to realize I can dive. Towered hacking. This is a very satisfying moment after what this dude did to my PC. Once again, more parkour and robot warfare. This was the most hurtful moment I had in the finale. It looks easy, yes, but the problem I had was how glitchy these security lights were. Some of them would move by 15 frames while the others go 30. If I get spotted just once, that's it. I'd have to restart the whole thing back on the train since there's no checkpoint. What's worse is even if I managed to pass them, I had to then grab 4 power keys that appeared on the side I previously was and carry them one by one back and forth to open a doorway. This would have taken me more than hours if the devs didn't add a checkpoint later on. I was so relieved when they did. Still took me a while, but I eventually made it to the next step. Now this whole portal machining me whatever puzzle took me more than 2 hours to complete, but it didn't hurt me, unlike the previous step. There's not much to talk about here, except for the weird friendship I developed with the little robot at the end. We've only known each other for like 2 minutes, dude. Time for the lag to begin. There was so much happening here that my frame rates were dropping. And I had to parkour across to push a big red button to save Sabrina and DJ, who had their own minigame rigging situation. Luckily, there was a checkpoint, so I managed to save them quickly. By the way, there was an audio recording in this room of a conversation between JP, the main villain, and Mr. Boringsworth. I never noticed it, but I plan to check it out later. In return for saving them, they scammed me by asking me to push the center button, which, as they said, would open the exit door for us. Which it did, but in the process, I have to battle a few YouTubers on my own, who are obviously gonna wig the minigames thanks to this new villain called JP. I was waiting for this guy to show up. As much as I enjoyed battling the YouTubers, I had my own problem: lag. The first minigame, Lava Escape, would have been very simplistic for me to do if it wasn't for the lag. I managed to pass it after a lot of struggle, but as I failed the last minigame I had to do, the lag has gotten worse to the point it's not even playable. It took an hour for me to realize that I could have just left the game and rejoined back to the last checkpoint. Upon doing this, I managed to stop all the lag and everything started to become much more easier. The lag did eventually come back up as I passed each minigame, but there was a checkpoint at the next step, so I just rejoined back. There's nothing much to talk about for this step except for Crab Wave. Oh no, the finale has a whole section. It's a clone of Sabrina, the Great Woman. What on earth happened to her? And why does she always spawn next to the entrance every time I die? Either way, I got out. I got in an elevator with the judges. As the elevator went up, some epic music played. I knew just from that I was near the end of the finale, and I was ready to tank any hit that comes to me, even if that hit came from a massive robot controlled by JP, who claims that the judges rigged the season 2 finale for him, which is not true at all. He's just bad, that's about it. He proceeded to launch a whole load of missiles at us, which accurately hit both Sabrina and DJ, but because they have plot armor, they're fine. This whole place is a volcanic battle arena that has many hidden secrets and lore which I'm not gonna talk about. Sooner or later, I figured out what I had to do and parked on my way to resonate a big robot that has the same size and look as the robot I turreted mercilessly. As much as I still hate it, I resonated it and proceeded to have a long but awesome robot fight against JP, winning first try. By that I mean the next and final step. I didn't win the robot fight. We fell down a hole, but got rescued by Russo. Russo, where have you been? There have been so many theories about you orchestrating all of this. JP comes out of nowhere and reveals that he created Russo. I'm sorry, what? Skip the whole lore, let's finish this, JP. Well, after I rejoined knowing this is a checkpoint because the lava glitched for me. I chased a vehicle with lava chasing me, bombed the force field, had a nice 1v1 against JP. JP, when I said you're just bad last time, I didn't entirely mean it. But now, I really mean it. You're doing terrible. I defeated JP and mechanically I think he was supposed to magically escape. But on my screen he hovered his way into the lava. Whip. We reached the end with nothing but little space and drifted away. In my mind I was like, did I do it? Did I save the universe? I defeated JP, that has to be it. And once I heard the music, and saw the metaverse title, I knew this was it. I did it. Hearing how dramatic the music is as I drift through pretty much everything I did, everything we did to make it here, was all I needed to forget all the pain I had. That's the feeling of accomplishment. The feeling that everyone deserves to have. Forever. After all that, I got knocked out by an approaching ship. Oh, is there more? Of course there is, I haven't got the badges yet. After a quick conversation with J-Party, who is a completely different person compared to JP, I hurried my way out of the ship. And as expected, all the YouTubers, developers, designers, and everyone else who was a part of this amazing Roblox event cheered for me. I magically waved at them as I dived to the reward, had a quick look at Pinkleaf, I voted for him, he did really good, took the reward and got the badges. Got the Golden Crown of Courage. I honestly didn't care much about it then, until I realized how perfectly matched it is with my golden antlers. It was all worth it. With a pleasing smile, I walked to the exit and went back to the lobby. Also, if you're wondering, I didn't notice the donation board. I would have donated 10 of my Robux if I did. Maybe even 100. I'll do that the next time I play the finale again. Well guys, that's all I have to say. That is my experience with RB Battles Season 3. Russo Plays, Terabyte Games, and everyone who helped them make this event did a fantastic job. They deserve a lot for their work, especially a funding, which Roblox sadistically refused to give. It's a shame that they no longer see what a Roblox event truly is. They didn't even sponsor their Season 3 trailer on the Roblox YouTube channel, and they did this for Season 2. They did, however, sponsor the final battle and a few clips, but that's about it. This video took more than a while to make. So if you guys want, you can go ahead and like and subscribe to support my content. If this video does well, then I will make a video about my experience with RB Battle Season 2. I do got a few recordings of it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, and stay happy. This is RB Battles.